right. So you decided to enter Mr. Gay in 2011, correct?
That's correct, yes.
And went public telling everyone that you were HIV positive. What was that moment like?
It was definitely exhilarating. Like the patron of my project always says that, secrets make you sick. And it really helps to disclose. It really helps to tell other people. It's part of the healing process of dealing with HIV is actually to disclose and tell other people about it, so that you can stop feeding this disease with the stigma that's already attached to it. But yes, it was a big moment in my life. I must say that, yes.
Now it sounds like a really positive moment for you. What kind of reaction did you get from the people in your circles, friends, family, co-workers? What was their reaction like?
Jennifer, I must say I've only had positive feedback from the people around me. So I've been very blessed when it comes to that. I haven't had any negative feedback whatsoever. Well, I've had opportunities where I had the opportunity to go work overseas abroad on cruise liners as a photographer. And I also had opportunities to go and work in Dubai as well, where I was, it was refused because of my HIV status. And but pretty much in my own life, yes, friends have been good, but entering new relationships as well, that was also a difficult part, because you never really know when to tell a person when you go into a new relationship. But today I would actually say, wear the t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. What's your advice for anyone who's watching this that's HIV positive? When do you tell people in a new relationship what your status is?
Well, I would say, be honest from the beginning, so that people know that what they are dealing with, so that you don't have to deal with that rejection at a later stage, rather face it right on. And I would also suggest that, you educate yourself around HIV. I think that's probably one of the best methods to actually deal with HIV, is get to know everything about HIV, because then it becomes less scarier at the end of the day.
Now tell me about some of the stigmas that you experienced in your 12 years.
Some of the stigma that it's a little bit of discrimination, just like I said, when I applied for jobs overseas. The stigma cycle itself creates silence, which is really the lonely part, which we just talked about as well. And then there are people that judge you. People think that you lived a life of promiscuity, sexual promiscuity, and low moral character. So those are some of the things that you deal with, yeah. And then, that the stigma actually goes back to self-stigma. We actually start believing all of these things as well.
Wow. Now, you often hear the quote, the stigma is worse than the disease itself. Was that the experience you had?
That's the experience I had.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, tell me about managing the disease. What kind of, what's your routine to keep it manageable and to stay healthy and live a productive life?
Well, firstly, Jennifer, I had to educate myself around HIV, and then you take your ARV medication as prescribed. The government, if you're not on medical aid, the government has a policy where your CD4 count has to be 350 or below. But if you are on medical aid, it depends on you and your doctor to obviously go on to ARV treatment. And then I would say, surround yourself with positive people, and, go to gym, exercise, eat healthy. And then also, let's keep a positive frame of mind as well.
Now, for anyone watching this video who is HIV positive and maybe still living in that space that you were in just a couple years ago, what's your advice to them to pull out of that and overcome it?
I would say, talk to somebody, at least somebody close to you. I think that's where it starts. I mean, not everybody is ready to go public with the HIV status, but I believe that the whole healing process really starts when you start opening up and you start telling people. So I would really advise for them to to tell somebody that they can rely on, especially on the off days.